Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Boss Kitchen. I'm going to be making a pumpkin pecan cheesecake. My granddaughter Ruthie has requested this, and so I'm going to make it and show you how this is done. It's really good, so let's get started. First of all, you're going to take 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs, which I've already processed in the food processor. There is 3 tablespoons of light brown sugar, a 1/3 cup of finely chopped pecans, and 5 tablespoons of melted butter that we're going to, first of all, what I want to do is stir this around before I put my butter in. Now I'll add my 5 tablespoons of melted butter. This is going to be our crust, and I'm going to be putting this into a 9-inch springform pan. I'm going to work it on the bottom and up the sides, about an inch to inch and a half up the sides of the pan. And then I'm going to bake it in a 325-degree oven. You want to mix this until the butter incorporates with all of the crumbs real well. That's looking like everything's nice and moist with the butter. So now I'll press it into the springform pan. Just spread it around evenly. And you want to get enough so that you can press it up the sides. Okay, we're going to start pressing this down firmly. Pressing the sides. Tomorrow is going to be our family day, and we are actually eating lunch tomorrow at my granddaughter's house, and I'm making the dessert and bringing. So this was what Ruthie had requested, and I thought that would be a great thing to do. I've made it several times before. It's really, really good. Now I'm going to take this and put it in an oven that's preheated to 325 degrees. I'm going to bake it for 8 to 10 minutes or until it's lightly brown. Okay, the timer has just gone off, so I'll get the crust out of the oven. Here's our crust, and now I'm going to prepare the filling for it. Now for the filling, I'm going to take 4 8-ounce packages of softened cream cheese, or room temperature cream cheese. You want it to be softened so that you can beat this and beat it so that it's smooth. I have the 4 blocks of cream cheese now in the bowl, so I'm going to beat this until it's smooth and creamy. Now I want to add 1 cup of sugar, white granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm going to mix that together until it's smooth. Now I'm going to scrape down the beater and the sides of my bowl. Get all that cream cheese down so that it's blended. And finish beating it. Okay. Now we want to add 4 eggs, and we're going to add eggs 1 at a time, beating after each one until it's blended. I want to scrape my sides of my bowl down again. And make sure down in the bottom of your bowl, if you have a KitchenAid mixer, which is what I have, sometimes it doesn't want to get all of it down in the very pit of the bowl. So I like to scrape it down and make sure it's gotten all of that. Okay, I'm going to give it one more quick spin. Now you're going to add a cup and a half of canned pumpkin, along with 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. And you want to mix this until it's blended well. Okay, now we're going to pour our mixture into the prepared crust. Get all of this poured in, and then we're going to bake it in a 325-degree oven for 1 hour and 10 minutes, or until it is set. This is going to be really full, but it's supposed to be. All right, we'll put it in the oven, let it bake for 1 hour and 10 minutes or until it's set, and then we will take it out and continue our cheesecake. Okay, the time is up on the cheesecake, and it has sat in the oven for 15 minutes with the oven turned off, so I'm going to bring it back in now. Okay, the cheesecake is done. I've taken it out of the oven. It baked for 1 hour and 10 minutes, and then I turned the oven off for 15 minutes and left it in with the door not opened. So now I'm going to run a knife around the edge of the pan, the wall of the cheesecake, and loosen it, and then it will sit and cool for about 1 hour. Just run the knife around the edge, loosening it from the edge of the pan. I'm not going to release the sides of the pan. I'm going to let it cool after I've done this for about 1 hour. Then I will put it in the refrigerator and let it chill for at least 8 hours. Okay, that's done. So I'm going to let it sit for about 1 hour. And then I will put it in the fridge and let it cool for at least 8 hours. Okay, my cheesecake has been out of the oven for 1 hour, and so I'm going to cover it with foil, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and in the morning then I will make a praline topping and put on it, and I will show you the finished cheesecake at that point. Okay, the cheesecake has cooled overnight, or chilled overnight, and so we're going to take it out of the pan. It has sweated, so I'm going to take a paper towel and just absorb this liquid that's on top. And now I'm going to transfer it to my plate, my serving plate. I'm using a long spatula so that, well, let me move this. Just run it around. Okay. Now I'm going to transfer this to my serving plate. Now I'm going to make it's a glaze, or not a glaze, but a praline topping that goes on top of it. So I'm going to clean up my area, and then I'll be back to show you how to do that. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is prepare my pecans that are going to be the last thing that goes on this cheesecake. So you take 2 cups of pecan halves and 1/4 cup of dark Karo, and I'm just going to use my measuring cup to mix this in. You pour the syrup over it, and I'm going to use my finger to rake that out. And 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You're going to stir this and coat these nuts real well with the sugar and the dark Karo. You're going to have your oven preheated to 350, and you're going to bake these for about 15 minutes or until they start getting real bubbly. Okay, now you want to line your cookie sheet or baking pan with parchment paper, and you're going to spray it with cooking spray. Turn your nuts out and spread them out in a single layer. I'm going to spread those out so they'll kind of toast and candy. Okay. While the pecans are baking, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the praline topping. I start with 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm sorry, not 1/4, that's a third cup. 1/4 cup of butter, which is a 1/2 stick. Okay, we're going to turn the heat on and bring this to a boil. Okay, it's time to stir the nuts. Oops. You want to bring this to a boil over medium heat and stir it often. Okay, it's starting to boil. So you're going to let it boil for 1 minute and stir it occasionally. Okay, it's been about a minute. We're going to remove it off of the heat. Turn this off. And now I'm going to whisk in 1 cup of sifted powdered sugar. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to whisk that all together until it's completely combined. This is when I need an extra hand. I'm sure none of you understand about that, but it would be nice if I had 2 or 3 of me. Okay, now let me stir my nuts. We're going to let this stand for about 5 minutes, whisking it occasionally. Okay, the praline topping is ready to put on the cheesecake. So I'm going to pour this over my cheesecake. Give it a little bit of a spread. The nuts are ready, and since I'm sort of pressed for time, I'm going to slide this off onto another baking sheet so that they will cool quicker. I'll let these cool, and then I'm going to break them up and put them on top of the cheesecake, and it will be ready. So I'll return when these have cooled off. Okay, the nuts have cooled and they're ready to put onto the cheesecake. So I am just going to take my spatula, scoop these up, and just place them on top. Oops. You can see that they're candied. This is so good. You all have just got to try this if you like cheesecake. I think that's probably enough. So I'll save those and have them for a snack. Okay, I'm finished with the cheesecake. And I won't be sampling this today until I get to my granddaughter's house, because I'm carrying this for our lunch dessert. So maybe when I'm there, I can get somebody to help me and we'll do a taste test and show you just how good this is. I will post the recipe for you below in the description box. I hope you'll try it. And I appreciate your watching. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. May the Lord bless and keep you and all of your family. And until the next time, this is Beba signing off. Have a great day. Bye. I'm at my granddaughter's now, and I'm going to do the taste test on this cheesecake like I told you I would try. And so here we go. Doesn't that look good? Mmm. Mmm. That's delicious. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Give me a thumbs up. Click on the bell so you'll receive notification if I do when I do another video, not if, but when. And please try this cheesecake. It's really good. It's not hard to make, and I think you'd be well pleased. Until again, this is Beba signing off, and I hope you have a great and blessed day. Bye.